Hey, Isaac.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too shabby.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Looks like a pretty empty room there, Terry.
Yeah, just Jenny and I so far.
Okay. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Isaac.
Is that a view of the tape?
Yeah, it works.
That works, or do you want it more of that way?
That's good. I think it's probably, is it a pain to move it?
Well, I kind of hit the camera when I opened it up. If
Oh
that's all
yeah,
right, if that
that's
works.
usually about how much view of the table it is.
Okay.
It lets people that don't want to be seen hide it
Right.
on the right side of the table there.
I'll hide under the tape. Maybe later. Okay.
Where are you, Isaac?
We're down on Long Island right now. Um,
Ah,
yeah, doing some work on a frame that we did this spring.
no snow there, I'm hoping.
No,
No.
no, it's a little cold the couple days,
Uh,
um, but no, it's nice weather here. How's it up there?
Snowy and cold.
Ah,
Your wife probably told you, or Gabby told you that we had a whole day of snow yesterday. And
she actually came down with us
oh, okay.
with the
Yeah, so we
baby.
got another like 4 or 5 or so inches yesterday.
Oh wow,
So
okay,
the roads are a little messy today.
yep,
Yeah, but it's balmy. It's in the 20s.
yeah, t-shirt weather.
Is the baby with you too?
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, it's very nice.
When you get back, you have to show me some pictures.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
will do. It's not like that's the only thing on my phone right now. It's a bunch of baby pictures. Um, Terry, did you set the Zoom up here?
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Oh, so awesome.
The one
I've done
thing,
it before, but just to be,
yeah,
since you came on board and then we had Robin, I said I haven't paid attention, so I kind of,
yeah, fair enough.
I stopped in the other day to get yelled at and,
I had a little outburst.
and I had, Patty show me one more time, so.
Yep, excellent. The
It's,
the the one thing that I did last time that I think was maybe good was I pinned Middletown Springs view so that it was always on the table rather than whoever's speaking. And maybe you've already done that. It actually looks like you have,
no,
but
I didn't do it that, and I didn't bring a laptop to plug in, so
yeah, yeah,
I'll have to just kind of watch and see if somebody tries to join in.
for
You
sure.
probably can't see that,
Oh,
right?
actually, you know what you can do, Terry, is make me co-host, and I can do it from my computer still.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Yeah, let me
You
see.
so click the photo of me, like my video, and it'll have a little like dot 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 next to the mute. You can click that and make me co-host, and I'll
Click the photo of you.
yeah, or like yeah the little box of me on the video.
Okay. You see him. Well, I got maybe it's over here. Maybe it's,
If you just kind of like scroll over my the video, like there's the Middletown Springs video, and then there's my video. It should pop. You should see things pop up, and you can click the little
yeah,
uh,
I
thing
just got
there.
you and your name.
Oh, can you not see me?
Yeah, no, I can see it,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
I can't click your box. It gives me a, narrow and then it doesn't click.
Okay. Yeah, that's no worries. I mean, it was just a thought.
Uh,
Maybe you can't make me co-host when I'm not in the room, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Don't seem to. 'Cause I looked at more captions, record what said and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to mess with it. So,
Yeah, no, that's fine. Worth a
we'll,
shot.
yeah, we'll just have to keep an eye on if somebody tries to join. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Well, shouldn't be any big deal or nothing, but
Okay.
We never know.
Mhm.
Carl's sitting on that side of the room, so I'll have him keep an eye on it.
Yeah. So if I'm not able to sign anything tonight, do we actually have a quorum here if Sean doesn't show up?
Yeah, we got a quorum as long as you're here. If
Okay.
speak of the devil, it might be John or something right there. Who knows? Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 231. Yeah, I just have a computer. You just ring. Oh, did you get him? Yeah, if you want. So just try to keep an eye for you. That's a unique. I just tried calling you back. It's the same one. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yeah, it's the same one as normal. Yeah. The phone rang like 3 times. That's just like my home phone. About 3 rings and it's done.
I see his name come up.
So just, if you see him pop up, let me know so we can click and let him in. Probably take him a minute. I don't know what he's doing.
Flash in the corner there. Yeah. Two people in the waiting room.
There are, okay. Who we got? Who we got? Yes, Rock and Sean.
Oh, yeah.
See which one it is. Let's do this. Sean, are you there really?
He's still muted, looks like.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Is there, I had Sean and then I have Ezra also.
Apparently, I screwed something up. I'm not the guy that you need.
Anyway, that's, as long as they're both really you, you're on this once and.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah, I'll try to figure out how to get out of that other one, but no promises.
Yeah, don't worry about it right now. Okay, so you're just phone, do you have video or no?
I apparently do on the other one. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see. Bad things happen. Okay. All right.
And then whatever works for you is fine, it's
Yeah. There we go. I think. Okay.
Yep. No, I wasn't trying to twist your arm, I just didn't know. Good.
Just want to make sure it wasn't one of those imposters
Yeah, we want to
trying
make
to
sure
get
it's really you.
trying to get us to get the Amazon gift cards, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You
looks
did
like-
get those, didn't you, Sean?
Yeah, I delivered them. I know.
Good.
Actually, Robin needed them recently. I got an email from him for those.
Yeah.
It's not Herb anymore.
Can you guys hear that all right? I turned it down just a little bit. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah.
'Cause I turned the volume down a little when it first came on was.
I think I will take off the video for a little bit so you guys don't have to watch me eating dinner because I just got home.
No, that's fine.
Fair enough. If that's who we've got, I think I'm ready. Should we call this thing to order?
Sure thing.
Okay.
At
At 6:09,
6:09.
we've got a roll call. We've got Selectboard Terry, Sean via Zoom, Carl and Isaac via Zoom, and Jenny as well. Is that it? I can't really see half the table.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's it.
great.
Nobody else waiting at the moment. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, quick additions or deletions to the agenda before we start the budget meeting.
Are we gonna do that once or twice?
I guess we'll do it again at 7 when people show up for the public meeting as well. So yeah, just jump into the budget here. Jenny, thank you for sending out the wage sheet again.
You're welcome.
So is that, I mean, that's kind of where we left off last time, right? Was at the salaries and wages?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So looking at that and what we were talking about, some people feeling that hiring on an assistant at 20 was a little too much or jumped over people, this and that. I only see 3 people on our wage list that are below $18, and that's the assistant, treasurer, assistant, clerk, and the auditors. Is that correct? Other than day labor, which is just, is the minimum wage plus what,
And
50?
listers too.
Yeah, listers also.
The listers are at $18.
Yeah,
And,
list,
yeah,
yeah.
the chair's at 1914, yeah, so she's getting close.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, one thought I had was to so we're going to do a normal whatever percent raise that we have to figure out, but if we do like before the general raise, do a blanket like anyone below 1750 comes up to 1750, like a blanket increase and then a raise. Is that something we were talking about?
And why did you choose 1750?
Rather than 18, I guess I don't.
I just wanted to hear that. I hadn't heard that number before.
I was just thinking somewhere around $18, and then we're about to also then do some sort of raise as well, which will bring everyone up above $18. That was just my thought. It was just a
like an arbitrary number?
It
Or
was it is I guess to just the thought of bringing everyone up to a certain number, say it's 18, and then start doing raises
Mhm.
was yeah, and I'm not sure what that number should be or what we want to do as a consensus.
So I think that that's a good idea to do that, like bring people up and then the raise. I would just caution going forward, if another person is hired and that hourly wage happens to be $20, just for example, or let's just use this past case where the person didn't have experience or with the town or with doing this type of job versus people that have been working for the town for years and have developed a lot of experience and knowledge.
Yep.
And I know the listers some of them are about to get certified. I would just be careful going forward if the select board is going to hire new people, because that doesn't seem fair if that were to happen again.
Okay.
But since we don't have a select board assistant right now, maybe it's okay for now.
Yeah, maybe okay right now. That's not a bad thought, Lacey, but kind of, if we do that, say, I think you said 1750 or whatever, or 18.
18 even, yeah.
18,
good.
and then apply the 2.5%. But what does that do for somebody that's already above 18? For example, the chair of the lister with the 2.5 added in there, she's 1915. So if we give, 18 2.5 and don't do something according with the chair, then she's going to be shortchanged. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, the lister chair is at 19. The lister general is at 18. Is that?
Right.
So if we,
I think you were saying, Isaac, maybe bring up the assistant town treasurer and perhaps the auditors.
And the auditors who are all below 18.
7, 15 or 18, and then everybody else is where they are, and then they get
then there's a raise.
increase that the select board decides on top of that.
Yeah. I guess that's what I was thinking, just looking at who's underneath that 18 mark. So it wouldn't affect one of the listers and not the other. If we changed that to 18 seems to be a sweet spot because it doesn't affect like half of the listers versus the other half. It's just the assistant treasurer, assistant clerk, and auditors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the real only ones we can really address are the individual ones. Because the listers and auditors and that is a group.
Yeah.
We need to increase the group, the pool of money, and not as much the individual. That doesn't have to be settled tonight. Looking forward on whether they use all their hours or not, and what the listers are going to do in the future. How it breaks down.
I think it makes sense to settle everybody tonight and then build from there.
Just to get some numbers in. And just for reference, the auditors, we've budgeted 2,000 for quite a few years, and they've actually, so last year it was only they only used $667.
Yeah, they've done a lot of volunteer.
Right.
The listers you're saying? Or
that was the auditors. That's the auditors.
Yeah. So we could perhaps even just, we can adjust their individual salaries, but then maybe even adjust down the total number.
Right.
All right. So wait, so what are is it the assistant town clerk and assistants, excuse me, at 1575, that's ones that are, that we're looking to bump up, is that?
Yeah.
All right, so we have that. And
Assistant
then,
town clerk, the assistant town treasurer, Sean, and
Okay.
the
And
auditors.
the auditors.
okay, so
They
those
should
two are,
tell us whatever that level is that you think is a sweet spot.
Mhm.
well, I
If
mean,
they're up, then everybody gets whatever percent increase.
well, right. So I mean, that's the one thing I'm thinking. And not only am I not a tech guy, but I'm not a math guy, so I'm not really bringing a lot to this meeting right now. But um, uh, percentage wise, like, what would my thought is? What would the percentage increase be on the 1575 to bring it up to 18? And is that something that we might consider for the other? Like, so it's
Mhm.
that percentage increase across the board. So, that there's somebody that's like, well, they just got a raise. We didn't get it. We just got the 2.5 or 3%, whatever we decide to do. But, because then I think we still run into the problem of, some sour grapes there. And, it's either that we uh, accept that might be the case, or if we, like I said, if we just figure out what that percentage increase is
That
from
would be a
1575 to
20.
18.
It would be a 20% raise.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna say
It's,
that.
in effect, it's not really a raise, it's bringing these underpaid
Right.
town employees up to a parity, up
Yeah.
to an equal pay scale that the select board was willing to pay, equal or close to, that the select board was willing to pay a brand new assistant that has never worked for the town before. That's what that thought process is, Sean. It's not really giving them a rate, it's, I guess raise is a technical word, but it's
Yeah.
not a,
Right.
Here's a different
Fine,
thought,
bring them
same,
up.
same thing, but different thought. What if we just brought everybody that's not at 18? So we'll bring the assistant town clerk, assistant treasurer,
Mhm.
auditors
Auditors.
up to 18, listers up to 18, and then just leave it at that. No additional 2.5% because they're getting more than that already. And then next year, presumably, we go back to whatever it is at that point, 3% or something.
So they get a 20%, but I guess to Jenny's point, it can be thought of as a raise in that it's more money, but it's also just bringing them up to the scale that we were willing to pay.
Yeah,
Which
trying to get up,
Yeah.
trying to get up to a market scale. Or,
But
Increasing
getting
the
them to a
base.
market scale first, I think, is
Yeah.
the appropriate thing, and then giving them the
Yeah.
increase that everybody else gets on top of that. And
Right.
if they
Yeah.
be penalized because they're not at market scale.
Right. So if we're doing like a two, what were we thinking? Like 2.5 or even a 3%?
Well,
It's another 50 cents basically on top of the 18.
so, yeah, and just to clarify that, I don't know, 2.5 is what was given last year based on the cost of living
Yeah.
assessment by Social Security, and that's what the town has been following for a couple of years.
Yeah.
This year, that cost of living assessment is 2.8%,
2.8. Okay.
not 2.5. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
I think we talked about maybe making that a little bit higher because the sense is, from what I'm reading, that Social Security cost of living increase is really not even that appropriate. But
yeah, and I think when we were in the last time we were in the meeting, I think I was looking it up, and I think it was anywhere from 3 to 7% that other Vermont towns were doing. So I was saying we might want to look at like 5% to sit in the middle of that.
All right. Okay.
so I kind of digressed a little bit, but I think that the point now is, do you want to bring those 3 positions up to a level and then decide on the percentage on top of it for everybody?
Yeah. I would make a motion that we bump the 3 or anyone that is now being hired other than day labor under $18 an hour up to 18 for a standard of living cost, I guess, just a general what people should be making prior to applying our annual in percentage raises.
Just while we're going through this and just to make things even more confusing, do we want to look at developing a scale of like a 0.0 something increase per year of service, so that way if just that it is kind of rewarding those that have been doing this for longer and have more experience, just slightly more. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody or if it's just going to get too complicated, but
That's gonna get too complicated unless we want to get an HR person and build different steps, 1 to 3 years,
Yeah.
5 to 10, whatever. I think this is a good.
Maybe it's just referring back to this salary sheet before anyone gets offered a job that hasn't worked here before, and then consider the whole
It's a
package.
fair point, Jenny. That's
I don't think that this was available, maybe perhaps when the select board was offering that position. So actually, I didn't hear a second on
I
your.
was waiting on Sean, he usually.
well, I was just I guess I should have seconded. We had further discussion. I'll second, and I don't have further discussion now. So.
Now we don't have further discussion. Okay.
I guess the discussion is there any need for any motion on this until the 1st of July when this budget goes into effect? All we're doing is asking for a budget to be approved in March.
Yeah.
If the budget's approved in March, then the 1st of July, we can increase the wages. So all we need to do now, we don't need to make motions on everything. We just got to put these numbers in this budget.
Okay.
And it approved at town meeting instead of voting them separately.
True.
Or I wonder if these 3 positions just get their increase their parity increase as of January 1st. And why that's coming to mind is because the library has just decided to give the assistant library director an increase effective January 1st. So it's mid-year, it wasn't in the budget. So maybe that increase just goes into effect now, and then when you guys decide what the budget will be based on those things for 26, 27, that's when it gets voted on in March or whatever. I just worry that these conversations are going to be lost or they're going to have to be had all over again, and there's going to be different discussions, different opinions with maybe a new slate of select board members. Just in my experience, I don't think things like this have been kept track of very well. So there is a current issue about officials or appointees not getting paid at the rate that they should be right now. My 2 cents.
Okay.
Your 2 cents is actually worth 4 cents now because the pennies have been discontinued.
Oh, right. Or do I have to round it up to 5
cents? So would that changing it on January 1st, that's still in like the budget was budgeted for them at the lower price. Like I'm just looking at ramifications as far as so.
Yeah. So here's what happened, Sean, is the assistant town clerk, spends up to whatever is in the budget right now, and anything in excess gets taken out of preservation, so it's not going to hurt the town budget.
Mhm.
The assistant treasurer is very minimal right now, so that will not hurt the budget.
Mhm.
And the auditors, they don't use up all their budget anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna, I would say virtually, I'm 99% sure it's not gonna have any effect.
Yeah. Yep.
Except a mental effect.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, yeah, it seems to me. So wait, the preservation, just to clarify, the preservation fund is then it's not part of the budget, it's a separate
It's a separate reserve account.
Okay.
And the only work at this point that the assistant town clerk is doing is preservation work. She's only inputting land records. And technically, that's not, that, you could argue that all of that should be taken out of preservation.
Mhm. Okay.
But right now, the way it's been set up is, we're using the budget set up for that salary, and then whatever goes above that gets taken out of
Okay.
preservation.
Yeah.
So your motion's still in order.
It's still there. The motion it was to increase the wages to 18, but it with no, I guess, date. um, but those are all good points, Jenny, and I think the morale, the overall general morale boost, or at least you know, conception of it is far outweighs the impact on the budget, I guess. I know, so I would suggest that we do that, increase to 18 from their current, whatever their current rates are under 18, starting January 1st. As part of that motion.
Oh, all right. So that well, second.
Is that extra convoluted now?
Terry's the one taking notes, right? So that's his call, right? Do you want to?
You're still good with that, Sean? Is that what you're saying?
I'm still on board with that.
Okay.
I will still second that.
So this is effective January 1.
Yep. Happy
Okay.
New Year.
Okay, it's been seconded. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 I'm opposed.
Okay. Carl is opposed. Motion is passed. So as far as the actual typing stuff into the budget, though, now we just figure out what percentage raise we're giving the town. Is that correct? And then do the numbers on the.
You just go with the standard, whatever we decide on, and I'm in line with Jenny that the Social Security, the government, whatnot, they're saying 2.7, 2.8%, which is, I think we all know that's cost of living's higher than that, but I think we want to try to do what we can to keep it. We want to give an increase, but keep our budget in hand also.
I'd be agreeable to 3% down the board.
Yeah. I mean that's the number that jumps out to me. It's over the suggested or the what we've been using, but not right in line with some of the other towns, like you were saying, Sean. Okay. So what's the math on that? Like we just punch in last year's salaries, all of those with added 3%.
So, yeah, except like a couple like the listers and the auditors, we can
Okay.
talk about just keeping them level funded total. Even
Okay.
though with their salaries within will be changed, but
Yeah,
it's not
because-
really gonna, so I'll
Because
get.
it's just a pod, yeah, gotcha.
So let's town clerk, 3095 time 123.
So
Let's make it 31880.
sorry, what town
Town
clerk?
clerk 31880. I'm rounding up or down a little bit,
31880.
right?
Okay.
Town treasurer 20285.
20285.
Tax collector 4525.
525.
Select board, as you guys discussed last time, I guess you're keeping it 5,200, unless you want to ask auditors.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
constable, we don't have. Listers, I was talking to, so a 3% on top of that 7,000 is only $210, and they don't generally use it all anyway, so
Hmm.
I would propose keeping it at 7.
They did last year. They used
7,757.
7.5, and then
Right.
also they also needed
For the training.
Additional
$2,500.
training this year, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I was talking to Sally about that yesterday, so that's about, let's say, $2,300.
Yeah.
And technically, most of that training is happening in this current fiscal year that we're in. So it would
Okay.
fit into this year's budget,
Okay.
not next year's.
Okay. Hmm. So do we not need to compensate next year for it this year? Or
Yeah,
is
it'll be a tiny bit, like I think one session out of say 4. So if
Right.
2,300 times, it would be like $500.
Okay.
So with the listers, Sean and Isaac, they have an appraisal fund. And if we go way over their budget, there is some of the work that they do during their year can be covered by that.
Okay.
We get into a jam.
Okay.
Take them to 8,000.
That would be the raise plus some of the training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
8,000. Does that seem roughly the right number, Jenny?
Yeah. Okay with that.
Okay. Animal control. That's a stipend, right?
Yeah. We had a discussion several months, I guess at the end of the year, that some people weren't sure what kind of work that animal control officer did, but we gave them the stipend anyway.
Yeah, and it's kind of a hit and miss thing. Sometimes you get a bunch of stuff and sometimes you might get 1 or 2 calls the entire year.
So I guess just the
It's
fact that they're there just in case.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of outreach, which I suppose somebody that was really gung ho really could, but who the hell, you know?
Now, last year we underfunded the law enforcement
And the year before.
because
No, never.
with their increase, their proposal was more than what we budgeted. So if we're continuing the same
Yeah, and then he
hours,
said he was hiring somebody new, and usually we haven't got it yet that I've seen anyway, but usually this time of year he gives us the new hourly figure, which we haven't got it yet, and I don't see it in here either.
and that goes through
But we might want to bump that up.
So this is the 25,000. The year prior, didn't we only use 19,635.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the year prior was only
14,
15,000.
15,000.
Per year, it's been under budget,
Or it's been less.
under what they said it's gonna cost, yeah.
And I think we're probably good to keep the same number because he might say he's hiring new officers and stuff, but still they're still shorthanded. State police are
Yeah.
shorthanded. Every EMS is shorthanded. I can't believe that he'd be able to hire enough folks to, have it the full 10 hours. But
And if, I guess if worse comes to worse, they'll just cut down on their hours a little
Right,
bit. If
that's
they
what-
feel like
yeah.
we're
Yeah, I
approaching.
thought that's kind of how it worked. Is they like if they can even reach that number, then they stop at that number.
right.
Mhm.
So we're staying at 25?
I think so.
We can for now anyway.
And then what are we at here? Counting auditors. We said probably keep that pool the same.
So that's probably,
Yeah, because what they do is they take some pay, but they also just
Yeah.
do some of the work as a volunteer.
Yeah.
It's the way they're set up. Nobody told them to do that.
Okay.
So, payroll taxes, I'll have to, once we get everybody's salary set, I'll have to figure that out. I can figure that out for you guys.
Okay.
But I can't give you a number right now, so leave that blank if
Okay.
you want to figure it out.
Takes us to independent audit.
yeah, we still want to fund that. We have
Yes.
our audit coming up.
Right, we need to like know the difference, right? Wasn't the idea that we fund the difference?
Between all the numbers, they added up to what we're
Yeah,
spending, I believe.
we're in all right shape with that, I
Oh.
think.
Okay.
Because it won't be completed till into this budget.
Right. Okay. So we just keep that at 5.
Yeah, keep it at 5.
Okay. Assistant town clerk. Now at
So that's just to, kind of repeat myself. So, that town clerk, salary.
Yeah.
It gets just used up until they run out of it and then they take it out of preservation. So, I don't necessarily know that that needs to be increased, even though the town clerk
Which
assistant will get an increase, but
yeah.
they'll use up that faster. And again, like I said, in my mind, if all that assistant is doing is land records, it's not really assistant work. It can come out of preservation. I'm certain Patty would have something to say about that, and maybe that gets discussed with her, but,
Well, what would the number be if it reflected an $18 an hour wage?
well, it would,
Yeah, we don't really
it
know
doesn't know, yeah. it could-
exactly
It'd be
how many
around-
hours she works.
It'd be
Yeah.
around 7,900
So-
to 8,000.
Okay. So and just to ask again, the preservation fund, is that one of our 3 like the Copeland fund and the other fund and they're
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of money from every transaction, every property sale, whatever, a certain amount goes into that fund
Okay.
mandated by the state.
So, yeah, so it's a reserve account, and yeah,
Okay.
like the town clerk fees that Patty collects, I think she probably gets like 4% on certain transactions. So
Mhm.
that will go into that reserve account, and there's also another line item that funds that preservation.
Okay.
Reserve, I think it's about $1,000.
So I guess my question.
So then we put that into,
Maybe we should just bump that up to say 7,000, just
Right. I'm just wondering, so it's like it's either here or it's there, right? It's the same, not that it's the same, obviously, that's why everything's budgeted out, but that if her salary is going to increase, I think we should increase the line item for her because in case that does change to something other than just preservation.
okay,
all right, increase it a little bit.
Yeah. So you said 8,000 is what it would have been, 7,900.
Right.
Oh, I came up with 7.5.
7.5. Well, yeah, let's do some like 7.5, right?
500.
But she's basically taking any hours she can get, so Patty can adjust them.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So if we do we like 7,500 for now?
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to the treasurer, assistant treasurer.
So the assistant treasurer, my plan is to hire a more active town treasurer. And so I'm guessing that would, let's say, at least 5 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes more, sometimes less, for 52 weeks. And let's say 18.50 an hour. Just, I don't know if I'll be able to hire somebody, but
Yep.
18.50 times 5 hours a week times 52 weeks, that's $4,800.
4,800.
Mhm.
Okay. And then we have childcare.
Oh, so that's, yeah, just an automatic thing. I will calculate that as well. It's just a 0.0044,
Okay.
0.44%
Payroll
of the payroll, so I have to calculate that. I can calculate it too.
So I'm just curious, after putting all those numbers in, this year's total is less by about $800 than last year's, with 3% increase on everything. Is that?
You don't have the
Oh, I don't have the 7,000
payroll
in the
taxes
board.
in,
Okay, sure. Yep, that makes sense. Okay.
so
Yep. Okay.
mhm.
All right. That's the salaries done for now?
Now the clerical position.
And the other, now we're into other, next category here. 1302. We've budgeted 7,500. So this was the assistant,
That's their assistant.
Yeah.
And
So what is, with a little bit more forethought, what is our plan with the board assistant or some clerical hire?
I think we don't have a plan right off right now.
Yeah.
And if and when we want to try looking into that a little more, there was some, I don't think it was a governmental agency, but Patty sent around that.
Right, hired like a
Shared service.
Yeah, there was a service that they do, they do
4 or 5 towns up.
assessors, they do all that different stuff, which we've talked about before. That might be something to start looking into, but
Mhm.
maybe for clerical, we might want to drop that down to, leave some room in there.
5,000.
That's gonna say, 2,500 or something, drop it down.
Because so
Number we want.
one other thing would be like, so say instead of like an actual just assistant, hiring more of a like a specialist in like a grant, if we have a grant we really want, right? Like hiring someone to write a grant for that, for some, I don't know, I guess maybe that doesn't work that way, but it seems like the majority of it is to figure out who can write grants for us.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
And maybe that's part of that shared program that Patty sent us that you were just talking about.
Why don't we leave it at 5,000?
Yeah, leave it at
Save
5.
some, but
Yeah.
we're not going to use the 7,500 this year, except for
Okay.
one paycheck if we never do.
Right. Okay. 5. Now, computer technology. That's the website, or is it
So that's, a lot of that is, we have a contract with NIMRIC, which provides our software for Patty's dog licenses, marriage licenses, my general ledger, accounts payable, payroll, all of our software comes through them, so they charge us about 5,000 or more a year for that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up.
Yeah, I can't remember
what
what
that
that
is.
figure
I mean, it
is.
seems like every year it's been right on at 8.5.
No, it is because it's a reserve account.
Oh, okay.
So what that means is if that 8.5 is not used up, if we only use $8,000, there's
Mhm.
still $500 left that to make up that 8,500 that we put into our computer reserve account. So if you look at
Okay.
the trial balances that I provide, next to all those categories that are reserve accounts, I have an R in parentheses, that's a reserve account. So that means we're committed to using all that money, either spending it in that year and whatever's left over goes to the reserve account in case we get into a jam with computers, we need all the computers, we need money to cover that.
Gotcha.
So we can leave it at 8,500 then.
Yeah. Seems,
Looks like we carried 9,100 into this year in that reserve account.
mhm.
I think that's a good number, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Elections.
Next year will be an election year, so we'll have town meeting election, primary, September, and general.
Okay, which looks like what we do.
When was the last time we had that, Terry?
24, no,
Yeah, every other year.
every other year.
Yeah, which it comes right out to like 5,400 or 4,700,
Mhm.
4,100.
Or
One year it was 10,000. My goodness.
Well, but if you look at the year before that, it was under,
Right.
because the town clerk at the time didn't submit the invoices,
Mm,
that were lost or something, so we ended up paying for
gotcha.
the year 2020 and 2021.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
And
So
So,
then say 6,000, I guess, which was what we budgeted 2 years ago.
Years ago.
yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
because that would cover salary increases
Yeah.
and whatever the
And I think we've,
tabulator company does.
yeah, that's where a bulk of that goes, is the
Yeah.
program.
And mail or
And I
whatever. it's
think if they do the mail ballots, that saves us some, yeah, but yeah, $6,000 is probably good.
Okay, planning
One
commission.
reason the planning commission fell out.
Yeah, and there should be something in there because, the town plan was actually due this year. But if they get that and we have to vote on it and mail copies and all that good stuff, we're probably gonna have some expense there, right?
So do you actually think they're gonna get it done? Because we
Well,
budgeted for 2 years and they never used it yet.
Go back to 1,000.
a short time ago, we, had a few questions and,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah, it seems like there's power movement. But so
Okay.
that's it.
1,000.
say 1,000.
Okay. And streetlights.
Yeah, it looks like, just from looking at the bills, the last several months, it seems like they're higher than they used to be for streetlights. Don't know why that is.
Mhm.
I thought they were like, energy saving lights,
Yeah, they're all LEDs and,
but we're on track to
But their rates,
go over the budget.
yeah.
their rates have gone up.
It's a pretty consistent, like $150 increase every year, it seems like.
Hmm.
Like right over the past 4 or 5 years, it's like almost
Mhm.
exactly $150 to $200 more. We don't have the numbers on that. What did we spend last year?
Last year was 5,047. But this year, only 5 months in, we're at 2,600.
Right. That's okay.
Yeah.
So do we just add, like, do we make it 5,200?
500.
I'd say 55.
Yeah, I agree.
5,500. Okay. Okay. Telephone. Seems to be under budget most of the time, or at this 4,800.
Seems like telephone or internet, you can keep it where it is or even drop it a little bit.
Right.
45.
45, yeah.
45? Okay. All right. 45 it is.
We shouldn't need office rent, right?
Nope.
Okay. Office supplies.
Office supplies, what's up
We
there?
can usually stay within 2,000.
Right, and then when it's close to the end and it's not used up, you, like last year, you got,
Yeah.
yeah, you
And
get stuff.
keep track of it during the year and make sure between me and Sally and Patty, make sure.
Okay, copier.
Yeah, it's, so do we own a copier now? Patty knows more about this, but we don't, like, we used to pay $95 a month, right? We don't do that anymore. And we don't have. But like, I think we own it, but
Nice.
do we have to pay for maintenance or anything?
Or is it, well, yeah, I would think like if it's ink and paper and stuff, that's under office supplies, not.
Exactly. So we didn't have any against that line item last year. This
Yeah.
year we're budgeted down to 250. But maybe like make a note, ask Patty about that.
Okay, so we'll leave a question mark there maybe
Mhm.
for now.
We got chairs, all kinds of chairs. You can sit anywhere you want.
Here, there's one more.
If you want to be on camera, you can sit on this corner.
I'm not seeing here, but that's okay. Thank you.
All right.
Zero anticipated.
Bank charge 0.
Say 0.
Yeah.
Okay, town report.
Report, there's probably
You can see what's in there.
a good number.
It's gone up in cost.
Yeah, it was 4,500 last year. The year prior.
Where's the 130211?
Take it to 4,500.
Probably doesn't hurt because postage.
Do we know what it was?
What it
this
is,
last-
it's printing, which, last year was up about $2,000. So I think the less pages we have, the less it is. And then the, person that's, making the town report,
Right.
that last year it was 2,500.
Mhm.
So
Postage here somewhere.
So what is the town report creator asking for this year? Is it about that? And then what is she?
I thought it was about the same, but
So even if she went 5%.
I think
And printing expenses. But now are they affected by tariffs?
yeah.
Yes.
Everything.
So it's at least gonna be 4,500 times, let's say. If we add 5% onto that.
On to the 45.
I was thinking, yeah, like 47.25.
We were at 4.
We're at 4, so yeah, I'm looking at the action.
Yeah, I see the 40,
Yeah.
45, 44, 82, so.
So Jenny, sorry, you said 475.
Yeah, because I think even like this year, 4 is not gonna cover it if
Right.
we have to pay $2,500 plus 2,000 for printing, that's 4,500 already.
Yep.
For this year, so we're gonna go over budget. And then next year, I just added another 5% on top of it in case printing fees or
Yep.
town report itself, creation goes up.
Mhm.
So
Gotcha.
Did you say
I
47?
think 47.25, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is the preservation fund you're talking about. There was, I guess not.
Yeah.
It is
Um,
a reserve, yeah.
so if you're look at the numbers now, Isaac, so our budget's 1,000.
Yeah.
And we have $1,255 in that pot right now. We'll use the budget, we'll keep it at 1,000 and that extra 255.
Yeah.
Or even if it's more, it's gonna get moved to the reserve account, so we just keep it steady at 1,000.
Gotcha.
The older. Where things went.
Anyway, my point is like, you can keep it at 1,000 unless there is a huge preservation project that we don't have enough money for, that Patty told us about. You know,
Sure.
the record account, I don't think that's the case.
Right. Okay. Right. And the current update.
And she doesn't necessarily need anything, but, I think we've just been putting it in there.
Yep. Okay.
Some years we didn't fund it. But that could be a place for you to cut somewhere.
Okay.
Conferences, 500 still looks like a decent number.
Conference 500.
Yeah, we never really.
We don't hit it
That
all.
175 was, I think from going to that conference today. The auditors have an opportunity to go to conferences and so do the listers, so I guess 500 is good in case they decide there's a good one for them.
Mileage, red.
It is 7 o'clock, so I probably should.
Is it 7?
Yep. Yeah, we should wrap it up here, right?
Good work.
Got it off there.
Yep. Okay. Great. Good work, guys. Thank you, Jenny.
Welcome.
And welcome, everyone. This I guess we've already opened up the meeting, but should we do roll call again here, Terry?
Just a second.
Great. Do.
Okay, we have Olivia.
Yes,
Olivia Buxbaum, is that correct?
correct.
And
You're good.
so far, so good. The gentleman sitting next to you.
Crispin White.
Kristen Boyd. Thank you. And you're both with the
Real Rutland, is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Real Road, Chamber and Economic.
Chamber and Economic Development.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you. You see, and Peter and Eileen and Bill Reed. Okay, Isaac. So we have Isaac and Sean somewhere out there on Zoom. Here in the office, Carl Haynes, Terry Redfield, Jenny Talke Muniak is town officer, so we're select board. Jenny's our treasurer. Elizabeth, see, you gave me too much credit.
I get this all the time.
You can
That's
take it
not
back. I'll go right over that. We have Olivia, Crispin White, and Peter and Eileen Stevenson of Hillary. Present at the moment, nobody waiting. So we're good to go. You're good, Isaac.
Great, thank you very much, Terry. Can we get some additions and deletions to the agenda?
Executive for personnel.
Okay, thank you. We also we got the minutes of our December 4th special meeting. We can add approval of those minutes. I did not write that on here. Moving right to that, approval of the minutes, the November 5th, 25th regular meeting. I'll move to approve.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Sean. All right, all those in favor?
But can we have a discussion I have a question on the minutes? Is this appropriate? It's discussion time. At the end,
Yes.
Where it says exit executive session, the action doesn't seem to belong to what the executive session was about. Like I remember inviting Town Clerk Patty Kenyon to our budget meeting of December 4th to discuss informational meeting dates. I remember that as a topic we discussed it early on in the meeting, and it doesn't seem like it's the right action for the executive session, nor should that type of thing be in executive session. So do you guys remember what went on?
It regarded.
And I know you can't divulge what went on, but
Right. Okay.
executive session is for like real estate or personnel, which is
So
employee.
it was a personnel issue, as I recall.
Yeah. So maybe that.
I believe, if I remember correctly, I believe we tossed that in there at that point because we forgot to say something sooner. So it wasn't it wasn't discussed in executive session.
Okay, so that's why, yeah, so
That's why it was there at the
so it's
end.
misleading.
Yes.
It was misleading to me anyway.
Okay.
So in fact, was there anything decided and any action at the executive session?
Well, I don't. The action would have been after the executive session anyway. So if we didn't know.
Okay, yeah, right. But my point is, if there was an action, it should be in there. But if there wasn't an action, you don't need to put it in there.
Right.
The action that's there now is not valid to the executive session.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yeah, I don't know how I wrote it in there, but.
So would we strike that?
I would just ask that to be corrected.
Well, I could look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So move to approve with the corrected actions taken after executive session.
No, I think the wording needs to stay in the minutes.
Well, yeah, it does, but.
So
Was it part of the executive session?
that was the action that was taken after executive session, yes.
Mhm.
So it needs to stay.
But it didn't come out of executive session. That's.
And yeah, and that wouldn't be like a valid thing to have an executive session about.
Well, if we can't talk about what it was we were talking about in executive session, how do we clarify that it was a valid executive session?
I just want to make sure we're following the rules.
Yeah.
I'll call the question as it's voted, as you made and seconded it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What would, I guess I should bring him up to see him. here. Terry, do you think they need amending?
So, yeah, executive session is not meant to be a way to get around public scrutiny or debate when controversy is brewing. Rather, it's a way to discuss sensitive subjects thoroughly before taking action. An executive session is considered an extreme measure and may only be done under statutorily prescribed circumstances.
Mhm.
The Vermont Supreme Court leans very heavily in favor of conducting business in open meeting. So
I think the only
I
problem,
don't, since I don't know what happened, I'm just questioning that. I hope that it gets used
I think I
appropriately going
didn't-
forward.
I think the only thing that needs to be changed there, it looks like that was an action in an executive session. We talked about inviting Patty to our next budget meeting. They were separate things. That's where I put it, that's all.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, but then
So that
Carl,
needs to be there, but it's not an action item.
right,
So
that was my thought.
that could
Okay.
be
Right. So changing it to a
easy.
not an action taken out of executive session.
All right.
Okay.
I think, if I recall, at the end of the meetings, I've got it written in two different places.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
we
remember
realized
at
we
the
hadn't
beginning.
documented. So I put it there. And,
Okay.
so that can be correct.
Okay. Great. So move to approve with the amendment that Terry suggested.
Well,
So second it again.
I'll second it again.
All right. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Well,
I didn't hear you guys in there. Did you buy it or did you?
Somebody trying to.
this is Meredith, and she can't get into it either.
Have you seen her weed?
Isaac and Sean,
Oh, there she is.
Reggie.
Oh, she is there waiting. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. He's doing it now. Thank you.
That's not one. So. Yeah, unmute Meredith. Sneeze. Okay, she got unmuted.
I'm good. I got you. Thank
You're
you.
good? Okay. We didn't see it. So kind of a long shot for me to see it from across the room.
No worries.
Okay. Was that an aye from you, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion is passed with Carl opposed.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to approval of the December 4th special budget meeting minutes. I would move to approve as written.
I'll second.
Hearing no discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. On to Real Rutland. We got the commission. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for having us. I am Olivia Bucksbaum. I'm the Communications and Marketing Manager for the Chamber and Economic Development Rutland Region, and I oversee the Real Rutland program.
And I'm Crispin White. I'm the Member Services and Events Manager for the Chamber.
And we are here for kind of our yearly update and to chat with you all. I do have some materials to hand out. Is it okay if I give them out?
Oh, sure.
to you all?
Oh, sure.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. The floor is yours. You can do whatever. Within reason.
Exactly.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. pass on those, and I can leave these for people who are zooming.
Thank you. Yeah.
So if you are not familiar with the Real Rutland program, this is our regional.
Yeah, oh, yeah, take that down.
Oh,
no. Or not that one.
It's just one look at one launch.
No, I can give you an extra. You guys gotta give us a second. Yes.
It's interesting as we are, I know.
Please, yes. So this is our regional marketing initiative. We recognize that we need more people in the area to continue to make Vermont a strong area and fill jobs that are very much needed in this county and region. So as of 2021, we have had 133 people move here through the program. Just this year alone, there have been 24 people and 13 families. These are people who we know have moved through the program that we've helped, but we also have resources on our website that people look at and they might not reach out to us because they don't want that. But we do get funding from businesses, from towns. We have asked in the past from you all for $1 per person who lives here. I believe last year it was $745. But that's a little bit about Rutland, the Real Rutland program. And one thing I wanted to bring up was a few years ago when I came here, I remember you all talking about new resident events that you were hosting. I think they were in the summer, and there were a lot of kind of get-togethers, and we would love to be part of those if you are open to that. However, we can help partner and
That's a good idea. Do that around.
So September, is that the
Wasn't
that
there-
Leslie?
Yeah, so it's an event.
Yeah.
Leslie has been in charge or coordinated mostly, and I think it's.
Yeah.
Isn't that shortly after Labor Day?
Yeah.
Okay. We would
We can-
love to be part of that.
We'll try to, maybe one of us at least will try to remember.
Okay.
You can try to remember to contact us at Labor Day. That'd be great. That would be great.
Please, we have meet and greets. And if you have any like town channel that you could help us push that out through, we'd love to see more people from this part of the county attend. Last week, we had one at the Makerspace in Rutland Town, the Mint Makerspace, and we are having a kind of like community gathering. I don't want to call it a fair, but kind of like that at the Hub, which is the co-working space in downtown, so that people who have relocated here can learn about all of the organizations, whether it's a volunteer or it's just like the gardening clubs. So if there are any clubs in Middletown Springs that want to be part of that too.
We have Front Porch Forum here, so that's one way.
Okay.
The library also has a newsletter, which you can put whatever, it goes out the first week of the month. So I can give you the contact for folks to put that together as well, so that you can put whatever you want in that.
Thank you.
So those are probably the two best like town-wide ways
Okay.
that things go out.
Because we're located in Rutland, obviously, but we are representative of the entire county. And we want to make sure that we share as many activities and events throughout the county so people are aware of what's going on and how they can get involved. So that's something we're trying to expand on as well. One thing we're trying to do is try to create more events on this side of the county as well. So I'm not sure if any of you have been to the Tasteful Station in Poultney. I live in Poultney. But we're going to have our January networking mixer there Tuesday, January 13th, from 5 to 7. And we're trying to encourage as many people as possible from this part of the county to really come in and experience that location, but really to get together and network and just really engage with each other.
You all have some really great events.
Exactly. And we want to share those. We have an events calendar on our website, and our office manager, we encourage her to look around to all the towns, see what events are on there so we can put those events on that calendar to share with as many people who come to our website. So we definitely want to engage that way as well.
I tracked down that gathering. Yeah, it's the end of September. This Sunday. I think it's like the last Sunday of September normally.
Oh, excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And they probably start planning it a month or so before that.
Yeah, probably in August, and it used to be on the Mineral Springs Park, but this year it was right here on the town green, which is actually owned by the church.
Right.
It's more
But
visible.
it was really nice, more visible,
Yeah.
right in the center of town. Yeah, it's great.
I will throw this out there, we do not have a concierge volunteer from Middletown Springs. So our concierge volunteers are people who live, work, and play in the area. So when someone says they're interested in relocating here, we connect them with someone in a town where they might be interested in moving to, or someone just who has similar hobbies, similar family makeups. And we do not have someone representing Middletown Springs, and I think that would be a really nice person to have. If anyone is interested, Caitlin's card is in there and they can reach out. She'll let them know what kind of a time commitment it is. It's really what you make of it. And it's all
That would be a good thing to put in our newsletter or
Yes.
forums.
Yes.
People, yeah.
I could write something up and send it to you then about that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, just send an email that connects you to Kimberly at the library, and so you can
For the
get into
newsletter.
You can get into the December newsletter. You
I love that.
know what you want. Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us?
Where do you get the figures for our population?
For your population, so it usually comes from the town, and I know that this is voted on the ballot. So it would be up to you all to decide if you want to do $1 per person, or if you want to change up the number depending on budget.
So the way it works in this town, and select board, correct me if I'm wrong, if your budget request is the same as it was last year, it's automatically in our budget.
Yes.
If it changes, then it has to be voted on separately.
Okay.
So
And
Our request is the same.
that's the same as last year, and
yeah,
that's a new procedure that we just did last year, I believe, was the first year. Is it this year?
Yeah, yes, last year.
Last year.
So you have 1,000 new residents, you know.
We did that way to try to streamline some of these, so in the past, sometimes we've had to go through every appropriation, like 30 of them at town meeting, and usually after fashion, we can lump them all together, so we just said, well, let's just lump them all together as much as we can anyway, because they get approved 99% of the time every year, or 90% of the time anyway. So no, I don't have any questions, because I've been part of the presentation a few different times now. I don't know if anybody else has any, but.
No, it sounds like really good stuff that you guys are doing. Happy to- yeah.
It's fun work.
I think it's a valuable program, and anything that gets Rutland County, our area out in people talking about it, folks from out of the area, out of state looking at it, whatever, it's a good thing. Get us some publicity, anything to get some publicity down in this neck of the woods instead of always shipping it down.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is our goal.
Yeah.
We can carve that out and give it to New York State.
well, thank you for your work, though. It's appreciated. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
glad to hear about it and get this. So.
Thank you for your time too.
Yeah.
The least we can do. Thank you very much for coming over. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Will you be offended if we head out?
Not at all. We all would if we could.
We would if we could.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate
It's
it.
nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Take care.
Great.
Bye safely.
Thank you.
Okay. Um, moving on to the town office grounds appropriations request. That would be from Aileen here.
You want to go
I think so.
ahead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hearing aids aren't helping. All right, so I'm here, as you know, for the landscape, whatever we want to call it, the plant ladies. A bunch of us, I had suggested we got some plants around the building a couple of years ago and then a couple of times since. And the consensus from the board was you wanted some kind of plan before anything was done. And as you know, the group already put the Winterberry in, and I saw the thank you. Thank you, by the way, for having me at all. I'm missing all but Meredith is here, I think.
Yeah.
The group, in case you didn't know, was Meredith, Pat Hemingway, Deborah Squires, Maureen McCormick, Peter, and myself, right?
Yeah.
And
I didn't list everybody because I didn't want to forget and leave somebody else.
no, we kept it small initially, and it's going to go out in January, February. There was a strong feeling that we open it up to the town for ideas, but we wanted to keep it was hard enough, even with this group, to come to consensus. We met about 9 times.
Wow.
Yeah. And the first probably 3 or 4 meetings were concentrated more on getting some sort of parking barrier, if you will, out there. And then, as you know, we discovered we couldn't put anything out there. We were trying to get something that was more in keeping with this building. And that's not working. So we dropped that. We're just doing plants around the building and a couple of other spots. We concentrated, there seemed to Sean, I know, brought up, and a couple of other people wanted natives, Meredith actually, early on when I came, I think last fall. We talked about a lot of different plants. Obviously, certain plants can go in certain places, size, light, all of that, color. There were people who wanted winter interest. It was the toughest thing we ran up against was the snow slide front and back, the north slide and the south slide. And the consensus was not to put up wooden A-frames over shrubs. So we had to find things that could be cut down at the end of the winter. So I brought some computer generated pictures, and I brought some prices of what we came up with. It will go to an open session, so that there are a number of other people who said they're interested in helping as volunteers. They're interested in donating plants here and there. And we're hoping to get a group that will, number one, help put plants in if you all agree to this. And 2, that we can get ongoing volunteers, which we already have for the corner and the things that are in now, both to plant and ongoing. But initially, I had said we could get plants and volunteers to put these things in. I think we can get a good portion of the plants. But one of the big expenses is going to be the prep for the beds, the mulch and the mudu. And also the digging of the beds. And realistically, right now, I'm not sure that a lot of that should be done by the group that has been spearheading this and working on it. Some of it can be Meredith and I think Pat and Deb, I wasn't here, put in the Winterberry, dug it up and put it all in and amended the soil. There's a lot of soil amendment that needs to be done. So I won't take up too much more of your time. I'm going to give you this to pass around, which is a computer. I'll flip them up first, and Isaac and Sean are probably going to be able to see it.
Why don't you switch over there and maybe you can see it from there?
Here. and I'll pass this around, but, basically, what we came up with, because you can cut them down, at the end of the winter, and they hopefully will come back, are 6 hydrangeas. The winterberry shows it's in a couple of box plants. This is around the corner, in front of Jenny's, west wall. And then we go over to the west wall, which is 3 potentilla. And I don't know if you all know these plant names, but you get a kind of a visual on it. This is from the east. This, I don't know, upside down here. So this may be larger. This is computer generated, and I kind of had to adjust the sizes so that this is approximate. And the plants are approximate. We don't know exactly what we're going to use in terms of, is it going to be little lime or Annabelle's or whatever. Winterberry is a native. Annabelle's are come from a native. Box doesn't. But anyway, this is the west, and then looking toward this wing, right, the other side of Bill. And then we did the south side. Again, we had a problem because of snow slide. We wound up thinking we'll put in peonies along the wings, and where Patty's office is, because of the roof line, we might be able to bring a garden out about 10 feet, 3 box, and this is not set. This came up very last minute. 3 box, a couple of hydrangeas, and some rugosa roses. And then what doesn't show here, because it blocked all this view, is we're thinking about putting a miniature crabapple, which would be just to the right side of the holding tank. It will not block Patty's view. We had to take that into consideration. We had to take the cameras into consideration. We couldn't put anything out in front. People wanted to put trees out in front. We can't do it because of the highway department. And then these are miniatures about 3 feet just along the railing down by the path. And, possibly a planter like that down by the parking lot. So you can pass these around. It tells what they are. So what you really want to hear is what this is going to cost, we think. So I'm going to pass this out, Carl. This is the list of plans.
When do you think this might happen, or it depends on?
Well, we're hoping to start it next spring. We'd love to get the whole thing in. And we're also hoping, Patty told us there was still, I think it's 43 or 49,000 left in the building. We're 45 budget, which in essence, really a lot of this should have come out of that when we built, and the decision as that was ongoing was to wait until the end to see if there was any money left over. And then it died. So nothing was done about the shrubbery. Crystal, you want to?
Sure, that'd be great. I think that's it for us.
What?
I mean, Carl got one, but I think
Carl has one.
the corner.
So the first page, you can run down through it. These are what we think the plants are going to cost. We may luck out and be able to get some of them for less money wholesale, but we put in the amounts that we think they're going to be. The next page is going to be, and this is the tough one. This is the digging for the mulch, for the beds, and also for the mulch. You can see those figures. And then it's a fair amount of beds. The beds would be continuous rather than around individual shrubs for ease of mowing. And as in theory, as some of these plants grow, we would need less and less mulch. It's not happening with the spirea out here. We're still mulching. So you can see that the mulch and the mood is over $1,000, $1,180. The labor is the tough one. If we were to pay for all the labor, we could run $2,000 to $3,000. If we can get volunteers to do some of it, we can probably cut that. Maybe we'll get volunteers to do all of it. I don't know. That's one of the things we'll put out, but I would love it if you see on the next page where it's all added up. It's a staggering figure to me. think that we can get, I think we can almost guarantee $1,300 of donated plant material. So that brings us down to $47.56. What I'm hoping is that you can set that money or some money, some chunk of funds aside as an amount not to exceed while we work through and hopefully get volunteers. The labor could be the largest part. There's no way around the mulch and the voodoo. I mean, it has to be done. The labor we may be able to get down if we were to put this out to a nursery. It would be considerably higher than the figure that I've put in, even to put all these plants in. There are, it seems like a lot of plants. It's not that many when you look all the way around the building. So I don't know if the pictures are helping. Isaac, you couldn't see them probably.
No, I can't.
Where does the camera pick up?
Camera is like right.
It's on, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but I can't, anything that far away, I can't really see.
Oh, I think the camera is actually on top of,
It's up on.
on the top, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go close and Sean's out there too.
Yeah, they might be able to see it, and then it was
See if I
there.
can bring them, some of them up for you here. Okay, so are you getting this?
Mhm.
Okay. So north front. East. And so that's showing winterberry. It's adding some other shrubs, a couple of small firs or something similar, another winterberry, a plethora. And they're all kind of different heights. And what we're trying to do on that east side, you'll see it from the south side too. There's some rhododendron back further. And there's a Miss Kim, I think that's it. So we're trying to soften the view from the parking lot through to the store.
Mhm.
It will still see those buildings and you still see the house on the green, but it will soften that. And if anybody, if it's decided to put a path through there, it'll still work. So here's the south side, peonies, either on the wings, probably box hydrangea, rugosa, roses. Let's see if we can get some more here. Here it is with the crabapple.
Mhm.
Okay, so you haven't seen the west end yet. Let's see if I can get that. Here's a view, again, looking for the handicap in the parking lot, that you can see the rhododendron over here, the Miss Kim just off the end of the building. These are staggered in that east space.
Mhm.
And again, it may change a little as people, a larger group puts in. This is looking west through Potentilla, and then the back of the building that you just saw with the crabapple tree. And there's one more in here that I can't. Here it is. These are actually Forsythia right along these are the existing spirea, and then these are the little. They're not huge. We didn't want to block sight lines coming into the parking lot, so they're small. So does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the request. I don't know how you want to handle it and what you'd like to do, but that's where we're at. So there's a plan. It will change a little. And Sherry, I think you're the one who said we want a plan.
Yes, I think we wanted to plan, we just didn't want to say, yeah, go at it. And
Yeah, I get it.
because there's different,
Yeah.
there were some different, as you well know, there were some different, we need this here and this here and this here.
Yes.
And we wanted kind of a minimum and low maintenance, and we're concerned about the future, who's gonna take care of it. After none of us, or some of us, have,
Well,
getting a little older and whatever, and volunteers might step forward and get something started, and then, so we didn't want to have to
Well-
impact the town, hire somebody to care for.
well, and
and-
we've seen it happen, but I think reality is, yes, we're gonna try and get volunteers, but reality is, I think down the line,
Yeah, no,
there will be some
you
maintenance.
can't,
And
you can't guarantee, sure.
and one of the things with the beds is we should be able to mow, whoever, and we're not doing that. I mean, the select board, the town still has to do the mowing.
Why?
And, but, whoever's mowing should be able to mow right along the bed.
Right.
So we considered a lot of that. We also tried to plug in some native plants. The problem, and I mentioned this before, with a lot of the native plants is they go kind of this way and that. So we did cultivars of some, but we couldn't get all of it. So there's where we're at. So
Yeah, no, I think, and I'm just speaking for myself, I think we'll probably take this under advisement for now. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit. Here and there.
Is there sorry, is there a way you could actually send that in an email, that proposal?
yeah, I can send all of those pictures via email and the sheets that were done of the three. Well, actually, you'll have those.
So we'll have the sheets. It might be great if we can get emails of the pictures so everybody could see it.
But yeah, I appreciate all the work you have already put into this and all the.
And we have a couple of months, I presume, to mull it over,
Well, I
We're not
think
gonna be digging tomorrow.
before we set a date for a larger group to come in and put their 2 cents in, and we may get some much better ideas. I don't know but this is kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, that's great.
I think before that date is set, you should have a pretty good idea of where you're at, because there's no sense of bringing in
Right.
other people.
Right, yeah, getting 5 or 6 different,
Yeah.
more opinions
All right, and I made this request I had sent a note to Robin initially, and I think Isaac has seen it too, that in your budgeting, that you, obviously, I hope you're allowing for lawn mowing. I hope you're allowing for the maintenance that goes along with that, fertilizing, because that, I don't think has happened more than once. Because then the lawn was torn up, but in the whole time it was in, I think it was fertilized once, and not by the town. And the other thing that I think is really important, and it was done by volunteers, actually Peter, I think, did the weeding on the stones along the front of the foundation and the back. And that's really a job for the select board. That's the drain field. It's important to the building that drainage works along the building. So that's something that really shouldn't be left to the volunteers. Maintaining the beds is something else. But also in your budget, if you put in ongoing for some mulch, because they will have to be top dressed every year. So there you have it. So I'll send it to everybody. Well,
or if you want, send it to Patty and she'll send it to everybody, whatever's email.
all right.
You might not have everyone's email.
I may not. I have Carl's, I have yours. I'm not sure. I have Isaac's. Right. I do have Isaac's.
We'll see everybody gets it. That's not a problem.
Right. And you won't be offended if we run.
Well, it will be, but.
You are. It's too bad. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do was bring us munchies or something.
You're going right.
I'm kidding.
Oh, you have to say her.
I got a couple of things.
First, you're about. Right. Sorry about that.
You almost were out of here.
Great. Well, thank you very much. We will take that under advisement.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for your past work also.
Yeah.
Well,
And Peter for doing the fertilizing and more, a lot more than that, but
well,
and for help in doing the plantings and helping with the planting.
Meredith has really guided us tremendously along the line. And everybody's put in work. Pat Maureen was laid up recently, but she was tapping in, and Deb Squires. So They've
Wonderful.
all put in a lot of time.
Great, thank you.
Mhm. Thank you. That brings us to public comment. Do we have any public comment?
I'm gonna just real quick mention that Elizabeth Cooper was in the beginning of this project and did the base maps and stuff, and that was really super helpful. She's a serious professional, put in some good time in the beginning.
Mm.
Sorry, thank you. I'm sorry that I
Thank you.
I forgot to say that.
Great. Well, thank you for that, and thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, here no public comment. We'll move on to setting a date for the informational meeting. I think Crystal had a really good point in our last discussion of moving it to the Monday prior.
7 minutes.
That's right. Credit is due.
That
Do we
moving it to the
want
Monday
to-
prior would be a good idea.
Do we want to let Crystal give us her library update, and Peter, if that's within source, so they don't need to
Oh,
stay, welcome to stay if they want to, and
Sure.
I don't mean to jump over you, but.
No, that absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
You're welcome to stay as long as you want, obviously, but
Yeah.
some folks have better things to do.
It's getting late. Peter, I don't know, do you want to start off? I was just gonna sort of give a general update about what's happened and what's gonna happen, but
Sure.
you can go ahead.
So, probably all even by, but the siding is started to come off. One side's fairly complete with the removal of that. We had in our earlier, analysis, there was putty, or asbestos in the putty in the windows. Those were all removed this week and taken to a certified disposal site. The new windows are, I believe, at Miles and waiting to come up, but they're in the process of finishing up, and they will finish the interior framing inside the building this week. And then once they get those materials up and out of the way, the windows will probably be stored inside. They won't go in right away because there's some areas of plywood that need to be removed and patched. And then there will be a Tyvek type of wrap going on the building, followed by 1.5 inches of rigid insulation, and then furring strips, and then the finished siding will go in. But so there's some furring out that'll have to happen around the windows to accommodate the depth of those of that cross section. Inside, down in the lower level, we're putting in new drains. We had a camera come in, and there's existing cast iron in there, and they jetted it out, and some of the cast iron was still in pretty bad shape. So rather than put new finishes down and then come back and tear the floor up, we're putting all new drains in, and that'll probably be complete. Not the drains installed, but the excavation for them probably by Monday. Then the mechanical contractor is going to come in and start their rough ends, starting with those drains, and then work their way up next week. Fabian, who's doing the earthwork, has gotten the new foundation drains stubbed out to the side, and they're coming in this coming week to connect those so that they tie into the ditch, so that those will be working. There's a new handicap ramp going in from the parking lot now, where all the trucks and everything are parked. and it'll hook up and go in through the doorway on the west side. They're gonna come in and excavate for that, and then insulated mats will be going down first part of January. The concrete crew's gonna come in, and they're gonna do the footings and the walls for that, as well as the footings and walls for the new handicap ramp out in the front. Their work will proceed mostly on the outside, and there's probably going to be a shutdown in the project between February 11th and mid to end of March, because they feel by the time they get to February 11th, and they're going to have sheetrock on the new walls, and a lot of the finishes are going to be done inside. There'll be a prime coat of paint on all the new surfaces, and then they'll wait and come back and start exterior work and then do the finish work inside. So it's moving along nicely. There's a few things we encountered, but that's what happens when you get into buildings, and they're mostly unforeseen conditions. So I think it's moving along nicely, and got a great crew there. We have job meetings weekly. Those are an exciting event. Right, Crystal?
Yes, they're very fun. Yes, every week.
So one of the things that I wanted to stay on for is we have to put there's a new sidewalk that will run parallel to the parking lot, which is parallel to, never remember the name, Pleasant View Road. Yeah. So with the grading, in order to, we first looked at trying to do that grade at 1 and 20, which would be a handicap ramp. Can't do that because then the drainage will be headed back toward the building. So we have to go to a 1 and 12, and that's going to require a short retaining wall that will be perpendicular to the stone entrance. And so it's got to be, I think it's going to be about 18 inches high from what we know now. So I was wondering if we could use some of the stones that are piled over in back of the firehouse and your former property or your family's former property to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not. Probably good to get them out of there, I presume. They can't, those are the ones that came from here, correct?
Yeah. So that won't probably happen until the spring, but
Right.
we wanted to get things lined up, make sure it was all right to use those.
How long of a run are you talking, Pete?
Pardon?
How long of a run are you talking?
Don't know exactly.
Are those the right stones for the project, or they're just the easiest ones
Well,
to get at?
there's some foundation stones that came out of when we did the excavation here that are up there, and some of those are probably high enough or thick enough so that they can just be set in place, and probably put stone and fabric and back of them so drainage can go through them.
One of the main draws is that yes, they already exist and we don't have to buy them.
Right. Yeah, it's a neat story too, coming from the town office, going to the library.
Connection between the two, which is nice.
We're trying to keep it within the town, so to speak.
Right.
And a lot of those were square-ish.
Yeah.
Chunks of marble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're very suitable, I think.
Yeah, and the marble ones would be preferable because they would be the easiest to work with. And
Right.
would be attractive.
Right.
But when we get a little more detail on what the length of the wall will be, I don't think it's gonna be more than 20 feet, but
Oh, that's not bad.
if that.
Mhm.
And I have one other question. This isn't a select board question, but while you're here, the cedar trees in the front are gonna come down. Can we put the brush over on the cemetery brush pile?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have there's two different ones. Probably the easiest, if you can get there, is the far end down over the bank toward the river.
I don't think it'll happen until spring.
Or if they're, yeah, okay. Come spring, I'll be over there trying to clean up and stuff, so, yeah, we can get it, certainly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents worth, so.
That's what I was gonna say.
Those stones wouldn't have been earmarked for anything else, right? This seems like a good use for them. To me. Great. Well, so when we get more information on the ramp and know more about it, if that's all the stones you need, or if you need more, is that possible that it's not enough stone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably everything's covered in the snow now, so it's kind of hard to say, but yeah.
Right. Do we have any objections to them using them in the library project?
The other part is maybe the town loader could bring them over.
I suspect they could.
Cool. Great. Well, does that
Is that retaining wall sidewalk as part of the concrete in January?
No, but no,
No, the sidewalks happen.
the sidewalk and the retaining wall are in the spring, the just footings and walls for handicap entrance are going. They'll probably be backfilled, excuse me, and any slab work or flat work isn't gonna be till spring.
Great. Yeah, is this, are you looking for a motion tonight as to be able to use them?
I think we can agree by consensus. We've used them.
Yep.
Here in the building. They came from here anyway. I think we're good with that.
Great. I
We should be.
like that idea, and I think agreed by consensus.
I just have two other things library related that, not specifically about the project, but one is that we should be able to come next week with the budget. Do you meet next week, and at what time?
Next week at 7.
Next week at 7. Okay. And then the other thing is about the current library building, in that not that we have to talk about it tonight, but that the library board would like to sell that building when we're ready to do that. So it's just about, having that conversation and making sure the select board is also on the same page. I think we've talked about it a little bit previously, but we just it is a town building, so it would have to be, everyone has to be on board with selling it. I did a little research with the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, and you'll be surprised to find out that selling town property, there are rules about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's governed by state law, VSA, little double S overlapping thingy, 1061, in case you're wondering.
Vermont statute.
Vermont statute, that's the word I was in for. So anyway, so there are rules around it, which means basically you have to post it. It looks similarly to like how you post town meeting, 30 days, and you have to do all those things, but you'd have to post the details of it in 3 places and put it in the newspaper. And if folks, there could be a petition objecting to the sale, and then you would have to have a vote about it, or you could just have a vote about it. Or you can just go ahead and sell a property, it looks like, if it checks specific situations, which I don't think this would. The situations are about if it's about access to highways or sewer or public water systems or some other thing that then directly benefits the town, but I don't know that that property would necessarily meet those criteria. But anyway, so just bringing that to you, so for informational purposes. Because we do want to start, we would like to be ready. I don't think, well, I know the library doesn't want to have to carry 2 buildings for very long, and I don't think the town wants to have to carry 2 buildings for very long. So we want to be planning ahead of time so that we can be looking at a sale of that building pretty quickly, once we know how and when we're going to be moved out of it and all of that. So we just want to be thinking ahead about that.
Yeah, that's great. Would you be able to do the research, get the information we need so we could incorporate that with our town meeting ballot?
Well, I think the thing is that you have to, the select board would have to come to an agreement with the purchaser and then publicly announce the terms. So you have to know who was going to buy it and for how much.
Sell it. You have to get permission to sell it.
Well, you have to have a buyer, and then
Yeah.
It's not part of it. I think presumably,
So
since
just an
it's,
informational, doesn't have to be
no,
voted on.
only if there's an objection and a petition by.
yeah, by whatever the 5% of
Is
the
it
voters,
5%?
yeah.
So like 2 people,
Coming forward.
2.5, 2.4.
2.5 people.
So that's just information. So there's a process involved, and I mean, I don't know that. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, nothing's impossible, but it's not on the market, so I don't imagine that we'd have a plan by March to sell it to certain.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how that would, and we're not going to move out of it until the summer
Right,
here, probably at least. So it would. I don't know that would.
No, I was
Be a
I
thing,
was
but-
misthinking that we had to ask permission to sell it, and then later you've got a
No,
buyer.
I think it's all tied into one. Presumably you have the right to sell it because it's town property. It's just about, it looks like the details of the deal have to be public, it would seem.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, so that's, I printed this off, if folks want to look at it, but it's online at the Vermont League of Cities of Towns.
Yes, without the eyes to cross the T's in the proper sequence.
Right, and just to be kind of ready to do it when we're ready to do it. But it doesn't require a vote unless there's
Unless
an objection, yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if we could get a market assessment in the meantime, just a
Right.
general idea of how much.
Okay, right, I know, we did ask someone to try to do that, but we haven't.
So you're already thinking.
Yeah, we're trying to get that. It's hard because those are based on comparable property, probably, and there isn't maybe really any comparable properties to really, I mean, it's a sort of an apple and an orange, or an orange and an apple, whatever. There's no good similar things, but anyway.
Churches are all over the place.
Churches, I mean, I know, when we were looking at that church
Yeah.
at St. Anne's, it was like, well, one church sold for $10,000 and one
Yeah,
church
no,
sold for, it's a church, so.
Mhm.
So we could do that, I think that's a plan, but I don't know how helpful that will be, or how, based on real facts it will be, but anyway. So I just wanted to put that on people's radar, that would be something we want to talk about. It probably can wait until after budgeting and everything is, it's all wrapped up, but. I think that was it for libraries, unless you have questions or comments.
Mhm. No,
All right.
thank you very much.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Isaac, if you're finished, you finished with library?
Yes.
Can I just go back and say something to add to the plant?
Mhm.
Labor. He's asking to use the town loader for stones. I wondered if there was any way that some of the labor, if we needed, could come from some of the town. So I go complaining through that. It was just a thought, if we have a problem getting either enough volunteer help to dig those beds, or if we have to pay out, if it might be in the interest of the town to use somebody who's already hired by the town. So I'm just throwing that out for food for thought. I don't know.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, thank you all. Where we moving to
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate the info.
thank you guys. Thank you everyone.
You as well.
We'll see you now.
Yes.
Great. Back to the setting the date for the informational meeting.
Did we get any more feedback from Patty on that?
So her meeting with the school is tonight. But after, so we'll have more information after tonight, but I would think based on some pretty good points that Crystal made, having it Monday the week before should be what we're shooting for, I guess. And like if that works out, then that'd be the plan. That'd be plan A. It seems to make a lot of sense that like why not? If there's no restriction on, I know originally we were thinking like, oh, it needs to be close still because they need a certain amount of days with the report in their hands. That didn't seem to be the case. Patty was saying that report is just a certain amount of days before voting.
Or vote.
Yeah, the informational meeting to keep it on a Monday just the week before would make the most sense that we know the most people can show up. That's why it's on a Monday. So that would be my vote, I guess, if it works out. So barring whatever information Patty comes with from her meeting.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we were at the end of last week. Are you saying you want to set that now, or do you want to do it next week when we work some more on the budget so you can talk to Patty just in case?
Yeah, I think I would if everyone's okay with it, plan for it to be the Monday before, the week before.
Yeah.
And I'll talk with Patty and we'll figure out if that actually works. And then we have to talk to school, obviously, and see if they have that day open.
I think that sounds good.
Okay, great. Moving on to town officers' reports. Is Jenny still there with treasurer?
Sure, I have a couple
Yes.
things tonight.
Yeah.
First one is, I was at a seminar today, hosted by Nemrick, who is our software company. And the general topic was to discuss year-end payroll and accounts payable in terms of how that would affect processing the W-2s and the 1099s, which the treasurer does, and that happens right after we close December. So it was a good refresher, and there were also, as there is every year, different rules. The main one this year has to do with the overtime law that was passed by the current administration. And what that does is allows a certain amount of overtime to be tax deductible for those people that receive overtime. So NIMRC has set up a process in the payroll software where we can print out the amount of overtime that those employees can deduct, and that will be included with W-2 forms that affects your bill too. Interesting thing, sort of complicates things a bit more, but doable. Let's see, and we talk about a bunch of different topics. One that stood out to me that I feel like bears repeating because we have a lot of new staff is that, and it has to do with 1099s, is anytime we hire a company to do work for the town that the town cannot do themselves. They need to receive a package that includes the W-9 and liability insurance and contracts to sign. Patty has those packets, but the people that are dealing with these new people need to make sure that they get those packets and get them completed and returned. Otherwise, we will not be able to give them a check for their services, and it just causes a lot of extra confusion when we do the 1099s. So just reminding everybody of that. I think along the way, we should probably put it in policy form. So we have something to refer to that needs to be done. But for now, I'm just saying it out loud and it can go in the minutes. So it was a good seminar and I'm glad I went, and I hope to continue going to their seminars. They're very thorough. Second topic is select board checks for their annual stipend. Typically, we disperse those in December, which will happen again this year. Early Christmas present, I guess. And you'll see checks for 5 current select board members plus Herb. Now, I wasn't sure if Herb was entitled to a check or not. I made a check based on the amount of weeks that he worked for the town. Robin's will be the same based on the amount of weeks he will have worked for the town. And the 9 weeks, Isaac, that you stepped in, you'll get a little bump for that as well. But the question is does Herb get a check or not? The only thing I could see in the policy manual was that select board members must attend a minimum of 75% of board functions in order to get paid. Not clear on, this is potentially a different situation than why it was prepared to begin with. So.
My bad, I meant to get in touch with you about that, but I think you did exactly what I was going to suggest.
Okay.
I think it should have gone, 50% Herb, 50%.
Yeah, I broke it down by weeks, knowing when they started and when they resigned and when Robin started and when the term will be up.
And we didn't, when we enacted that other policy, that was a different situation.
I know that, but I just
we
wanted to bring it up because
weren't
that's what it
thinking
says.
resignation. No, thank you for bringing it up.
But he did a lot of work. I believe he's deserving.
Absolutely.
So I wanted you to be aware of that. The other thing in the board orders that you will not see are timesheets for the highway. They were again incomplete, and it's really disturbing since I spent a lot of time at the last meeting explaining what needed to be done. So you'll see those timesheets. You all received an email saying what needs to be done, and I hope that they're completed, because until they're completed, they're not proper and they're not going to be processed. And that will delay paychecks. So that's that. And then another just separate question I have is, I thought that I saw in a video of one of the meetings a quick discussion, and I missed any details of a discussion before that about maybe changing from Marcel to Champlain for fuel delivery. How far has that gotten, and is that a decision that's been made or voted on?
No.
We haven't done it yet. No.
Okay, because I just want to remind everybody, just based on my research, that that is a recurring big expense, and if the total value of a recurring purchase or of a good or service is anticipated to be between $10,000 and $250,000 during any fiscal year, the price quote process shall be utilized. So that would mean if we want to change, need to go back to the policy manual and follow the procedure. We spend about, since the inception of Marcel in 2022, we've spent about $103,000 with that company. 2 years were over $30,000, and 2 years were over $20,000, and 1 year was just a small bit. So as you're thinking ahead to making changes like that, it's a select board decision. Because it's such a big amount.
Yep. Did well, I guess we could talk about it in highway, but did we get anywhere with them getting rid of the state tax?
No,
No. Okay.
when I talked to her this week, they assessed that to all the communities that they deliver to.
Okay.
So that was one of the big things. Champlain Valley does not assess the 20.244 cents on the bill because they say the municipality is exempt.
Mhm.
So
All right.
So, I mean, under that, then the state would be getting our taxes. So, I mean, wouldn't the state have to? Would they need to reimburse us for that? Do we check to make sure the state's getting that payment?
that is the
weird.
federal taxes.
That's federal, not
They
state.
have our state tax exempt form.
Okay,
That's federal taxes.
got it. All right.
So that portion,
And there's nobody actually working at that office anymore, so we can't get answers. Okay.
well, what I was told was that we can file for a rebate from the IRS to get back that tax.
Right. We can talk more about it in highway. We'll finish up with Jenny here in if you have anything else, Jenny.
Actually, I do have one more thing that I've said it before to you, Isaac, but I'll say it to everybody. And I was reminded of it in my seminar with other treasurers and finance directors in Limerick, is that any discussion or decision amongst the select board that has to do with finances and money, I should be either communicated about with or involved with. The treasurer should be.
Yep.
Because there is more than meets the eye. Decisions can be made by the select board without knowing exactly how it affects other things that get done in this town. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If that is all, Jenny,
That's all I have
huh?
That's all I have tonight.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, great. Thank you very much. Moving down through it, is anyone else? I can't really see everyone in the room. Is anyone else in there?
Just Bill's still here.
Gotcha. Great. Well, moving on to town highways then. Could we get the foreman/commissioner report?
The 1 ton yesterday, the sander stopped working. They took that to Earl's. They got that working. Later in the day, the plow stopped working on the 1 ton. Luckily, it was up when it stopped working. So I don't know if that made it back to Earl's today or not. They were using the sander this morning. The green truck is at Earl's to get the brake situation straightened out. And there's a broken leaf spring, and they'll probably be replacing both sets of springs on that one. And the new tires did get put on the front of the tandem last week. They took the rims off, and Pete's got the new tires mounted, and they put the tires back on Friday. And after they got the tires on, they started running the sander and that, and there was a blown hose on that comes down to the spinner. When they put the spinner on a month ago, they didn't notice any leaks, and when they tried it in the garage, they found that one of the 2 hoses to the spinner was shot. So they got a new spinner hose and got that on. So when I talked to Chuck this morning, do not know how long it's going to take to get the green truck fixed. When they dropped it off, he didn't talk to anybody. It was a week or a little bit better than a week to get it in the shop. I don't know, so.
I'm gonna be just away for a minute. I gotta get somebody settled. I'll be back momentarily.
Okay.
What did you say the issue was with the green Freightliner?
The
Air canister?
the brakes, one slack adjuster is, I guess he said, doesn't work. And it may be the air canister too. So
Brakes, okay. Well, just wanted to get
the
it.
primary brakes were the front brakes when he was using it, so he just limited what he did with it, so. I think the rest of the personnel stuff will take up later.
Okay. Other highway information and concerns? Hearing none, we're moving on to.
We have had a concern.
Yeah.
About not using sand.
Yeah.
But any of the people that have contacted me or talked to me, I've gone and checked, and there's material used on the road. It's just, I remind them again that it is basically a white material that's being used, and the roads have a snow base on them. So they're not seeing it.
Well, that's visible.
It's, I mean, it's starting to build up. The more they sand, the more it's visible, but.
Yeah. That's kind of a bigger issue than you would have thought, right? Like, you feel a lot more comfortable driving on brown sand than white sand.
Until spring.
They can see it.
Yeah.
And it stayed cold. Once we got the snow, it stayed cold, so we didn't get into melting, so we didn't have the brown coming visible
Right.
from below.
Great. So moving to town lands, town office update, I guess, was our plant, our new plant design. Anything else on that?
One question that somebody has brought to me about the adjoining property to the library down on West Street. Would that be a combination of the two properties, be a possibility for a town build it?
Which place we're talking?
The library.
Yeah.
And the property east of it.
Where the house burned down years ago.
There's a vacant lot.
Okay.
The side.
The old library, the one that we're about to sell.
Well, that.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, the old library.
But
place next
a combination of the two properties.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because Boda's passed away, and there was
and one of the heirs of the two people, the two Bud's niece and nephew, have also passed away, is my understanding. So there's just one. I think it's the male that's still alive. I'm not sure where he's located. I haven't looked into it, but just somebody mentioned that. Along with just close the school and put the town garage and the gymnasium. So everybody's got an opinion about where to go.
Yeah. Yep.
And as far as we know, we've had nothing back from the engineer. I haven't heard or seen anything.
Mhm. Let's question Bill. Bill, would you mind, have you pestered them at all?
What'd you say, Isaac?
Oh, when you were last in the meeting, you offered your kind of pestering Frank Perrin about the West Street property as a potential garage site. Was that? Have you
I-
touched with him?
I haven't touched base with her since I was gone for a month, so.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to touch base with him this next week and.
Okay. Great.
I think if he got any communication from him, he would have forwarded it to us.
We would have gotten it. Okay. Yeah. Great. We got the library update. Any other town lands and facilities updates? Hearing none. Moving to
On that note,
Yeah.
I don't know who plowed the parking lot here today,
Okay.
whether it was the backhoe or whether Philip came down and did it when his vehicle came back. Because the plow and the 1-ton wouldn't go down. So they hadn't decided which. They were talking about it when I left up there this morning, that they could do it with the backhoe or Philip had offered to come down and do it.
Mhm.
But the black sidewalk, the blacktop one has been shoveled and maintained by, I do believe, by Amanda too now, so.
It was done.
Patty
I saw her do it
hasn't said anything about
yesterday when I was here.
any issues with parking lot or anything, so.
Yep. Because so that's currently the only thing the town took over, right? Where it's
Yeah, we're plowing the parking lot and Amanda's shoveling the sidewalks.
Yep. Great. All right. Moving to solid waste then.
Solid waste, I got nothing special. We're having or there will be at some point. Don't know if anybody other than me is familiar with the battery collection process, but they're gonna offer a 55-gallon drum, or I think it's 55 gallon anyway, a large drum that should go, or we'll have to, if it's not full, we have to send it at least once a year. But a 50-gallon drum, and we don't need to separate right now. Your smaller batteries, like your 9-volt and your A's and double A's and all that, they can go in together. But your little button batteries, like your hearing aids and watches and stuff, those have to be actually taped on both sides and, separated and taped. And this new process has some kind of material in it and fire retardant, and it can be shipped with the federal motor carriers. And anyway, it can all go into a 50-gallon drum, which is really cool. Amanda thinks it's great. I think it's great. Had a little correspondence back and forth with Pam. And I think that'll be a much nicer process than putting it in these boxes. She just took one in yesterday, the day before, 44-pound box. I had one time. It was actually 77-pound. So I stuffed them in there. But so anyway, that's all I got with solid waste, I guess.
Well, and solid waste, there's still the baby Bumbo seat waiting for you, Isaac, in the second chance room.
Oh yeah, you got to check out that second chance. Sure.
I've got that crib all painted and put together.
It's light purple. It's in the back. We
right.
Every time I see her, we talk about how you haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, well, I'll go. Sure, I'll see it.
Hi, everybody. See you next week.
Okay. Good night, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny. Have a good night.
Thank you, Jenny.
Hi, Sean.
Great. Well, thank you, Terry. On to correspondence.
Correspondence. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, so here we are. 2025 Child First Advocacy Center. Same as last year, which is there. $400.
to 400.
Advocacy Center, this is the report and the appropriation request. That's one, same as last year, regional ambulance service, $50 per capita, same as last year.
This is Rutland Regional Ambulance Service.
Yes, sir.
We have it budgeted at 400.
It's just regional ambulance service.
Oh, regional.
$50 per capita. So we just gotta see based on our 2020 census, so that should have been the same as last year, so. Patty's note says same as last year.
Okay. Trying to find that.
I don't know if you can find it in there, but
No. I see Rutland Regional Ambulance Service.
it's gotta be the same
If
thing.
it's the same, it's,
They dropped the
But it's only $400.
Rutland, but it's just regional ambulance service.
Okay.
$50 per capita, about 800 people, that's about right. 50? No, that's not right.
No, 50. If it's 50, like 50, we're talking
50
thousands.
cents, I'm sorry. 50
Okay, okay. Okay.
50 cents.
50 cents.
Getting late, I guess.
Charlie, what do you mean?
Feels late after a 10-hour workday.
This looks odd. If select board thinks it's valid, put on board order, or wait until next pay period. 12/1/25. Number 2 fuel oil on one slip and
Wallingford's crossed out.
well, the dates don't match. One date is 12/1/25 and the other one is 9/4/25. A application for credit to LaValle's for a charge account. Apparently Carl knows better than I, but apparently the boys went to LaValle's and got some supplies and asked if we had a charge account there, and they said, yep. And I guess by the time they got back here, ears were ringing already, but long story short, they charged it to the Historical Society, not to the town, and
Okay.
or something like that. Carl can elaborate, but
Yep.
He called and checked and they said the Middletown had a charge account there. He went and got something and when they checked him out, they charged it to the Historical Society charge account, and the town did not have one.
Yeah.
So we saved the taxpayer money. I think that's good, right? This is fine.
yeah, right.
The bookkeeper called the next day here when I was here and sending the application over and said that we're the only town in Rutland County that doesn't have an account there.
Yeah. Well, so that means we do have one now, or?
I think the paperwork's here.
The paperwork's here. That's what it is an application.
Great. Yep. Okay.
The new story request. New story center for $200.
New story 200. Okay.
Mentor connector. I don't know if I've done some of these or not. Mentor connector.
Mhm.
$200.
Did that get back on?
I don't know.
I don't remember them coming off, but I,
We're looking now. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, Mentor Connector was on to be voted last year, asking for 200, and they were approved. So if they're asking for 200 again, they go into the normal
yeah,
pool.
Well, they did not ask 1 year.
Gotcha. So they lost their
And we dropped them off.
No, that's in that gray area.
Well, we decided long ago that we weren't gonna pursue folks, because we used to have trouble every year with Pulteney Little League, trying to chase them down to, did they want our $400 or not? And we finally said, we're not gonna chase people down, even though we still did to some degree, but
if people want money, at least they can do is ask for it.
exactly, that was our thought. Rutland Regional Planning Commission. Report and request for $1 per person, which equates to $794, according to their paperwork they provided.
Rutland Regional Planning.
We do a lot with the Rutland Regional Planning Commission.
Oh, man, why are these things so hard to find?
They should be right on there.
I know they should.
Not bother to list their little.
Man, that's not RSVP, is it?
Should be Rutland Regional Planning Commission. It's RRPC.
RPC.
They should definitely be on there.
Or is that in the budget?
Yeah, in the budget, should be in the budget.
You don't know the line item, do you, Carl?
No, but I think that's included in our fees.
It'll be way in the back of the appropriations. I can find it.
Well, no, you don't need to stop what we're doing now. I'll find it.
Is that under planning commission dues?
Planning commission dues way up in general expenses, right? Probably. Is it $1,000? Is that what they're asking for?
194.
They charge $794 this year.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, that must be it, because I don't see it.
did they not get the vote approved when I thought there might have been like two that didn't get the vote approved, like the whatever big loud world, or the music thing, I think, but maybe that wasn't last year.
Yeah, one, I don't
Big Heavy
remember
World.
which one. One of them got approved by like 12 votes or something, and
Big Heavy World?
one
Is
didn't.
that it?
Yeah. That did make it on. Okay, I thought they didn't. Maybe that was in the past.
I think
That was approved.
in the past, didn't.
Two other things. One we can talk about later in executive session, because we didn't talk at all, I don't believe, last week, but we did have a highway application.
Mhm.
And this is just to think about, which we talked a little bit about too. We just touched on it a little bit last week about thinking about the town report. Number one, what we might want to put on the cover and so on.
Mhm.
And secondly, we've recognized folks that have passed away during the year, and we've had quite a few this year. We've had Donald Beltwell from Dudley Hill. We had Paul Dansereau, Kathy Doyle, Deb House, of course, our delinquent tax collector, Tom Hercom, Bobby Parker, of course, Denise Rose, Louis Siemens, who was the lot there next to the existing library, Joseph Saliski down in the around the corner opposite the sand pits there as you're going up around that sharp corner just past the Jimmy Meyer sand pits there, and John Weatherhog, who was a town official. So we've got quite a bunch of them just to think about. If we're not thinking of them for the cover, I think we got away from that. So, and that's good. So then we don't have to have any kind of a popularity contest or anything. But if we decide we want to move on this fairly soon, because we contact these people to see if they want to put something in with a photo, or
Right.
may or may not be just a obituary. If they'd like to do something, you know, similar to an obituary, but doesn't have to be an obituary. Let's just take under advisement. We can talk about it some more next week, perhaps. Okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Terry.
And other than that, we have, well, I think that's probably what we'll talk about in executive session. We have highway timesheets marked as incomplete. So I'm pretty sure they're not on our payroll. And that's all I got at the moment.
Okay.
Will someone, if we go on to board orders, I guess, Isaac and Sean, we can give you a couple of minutes as Carl and I review them, but will somebody be able to stop? And not you, Isaac, here.
All I can do is come in on Sunday.
Sean, will you be able to stop by?
Yeah, I think I could probably even run down, yeah, I could probably run down in just a little bit. I think, I'll double check on Kat, but I think she's settled enough that, Sam can probably handle her.
Okay, no, that's fine. We just need,
He said he'd come down and sign.
yeah, we need a third signature, which would be great.
Yep.
Unless you can swing by first thing in the morning on your way to school. Gotta have
no, I'm never on time for that.
Set up for that.
Yeah.
Just a real quick thing on the time sheets. There's a list of like exactly what needs to be done to complete them. Is there any reason that we can't just fill that in to get them back in, Carl? It seems like a pretty simple, like Chuck's just needs the year included on it. I don't know, like is it important that we get those filled out and back in her folder so that they get on the next?
I thought Chuck's actual time cards were missing too, though.
They are, but I don't know that that's important for Jenny.
Okay.
I mean, maybe they are, I don't know, but I think she just needs the information on the time sheet.
Yeah, if we agree or whatever, if we can correct them enough, we can fill out a manual order. We have a blank manual order we can do.
Yeah. Great.
That would be preferable to
delay payment.
Not getting paid, but I guess that would get their attention.
Yeah.
Bill, how was your month?
Different.
I bet it was different. Have you gotten used to it yet? Somewhat? You bring anything home?
I passed up several decent ones, but not caliber I was looking for. The first week I picked up 5 moose sheds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be neat.
my mind says I could still run them down like I used to, but my body after that first week said, nah.
Yeah, I believe that. I find that more and more every damn day.
I saw one real good one, but didn't offer me any shot.
Oh,
Things have changed in 8 years. Kevin got it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Were you moose hunting? Moose hunting?
No.
Oh.
Did Robert get anything? I haven't seen him lately.
Said you got a small one.
Did he? He called one day when we were, we got a thing, some information Patty forwarded about, speeding and so on. He called me from Maine. He said he was in Maine.
Oh, yeah.
But didn't say that he gotten anything yet.
I got one here with muzzle.
Oh, did you? Here in town or? Yeah. What'd you get?
I wouldn't been on though.
Come on.
By herself, and I think she was heading on the downhill side, so. We were talking about those button batteries. You see that article where that, I think she was a year old or something? Little girl ate one of them button batteries,
No,
died from it, ate her esophagus out.
really?
Yeah.
I know they're toxic. And kids will be kids and swallow them. Yeah, especially those lithium and stuff it's bad news. Yeah. Must be. Yeah.
Paul Christensen at the post office this morning, he said that Conley broke her femur,
Oh, really?
Bell broke her femur.
Work on the ice?
I think so.
I don't doubt it. Going to the tractor supply the other day and by the entrance and it came in from the side and I went in once from the side, no problem. Went in again the second time and stepped on that. And I caught myself, but you know, sometimes when you catch yourself, it's worse than freaking falling down. Jeez. It's, you know, happens so freaking fast. Stuff like that. Okay, I think we got the orders done, that's it.
Orders done.
Hopefully, John.
Sean's on his way down.
What's that?
Sean's on his way down.
Maybe he didn't log out, so I don't know if he did or not. But I guess can we move to approve pending a signature?
Well, we still gotta do the other orders.
Yeah, we still gotta do the other order too anyway, but
We still gotta do the highway orders.
The timesheets.
Yeah, we gotta do an order for it.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully he's on his way. Let's see, somewhere we should have a blank one. We used to.
Did the time cards ever show up, Carl? Carl, did you ever find those time cards?
Nope.
No, they never showed up. Okay.
The outstanding slip that we had at Marcel's from back in September. She sent me another copy of it. The one that we didn't have or know about, whatever.
It's Marcel, so that's on there.
Yeah, yeah. The one that we had last meeting that was outstanding. Never materialized.
Okay, I believe, unless I'm missing something. A request from Mentor Connector is a new one.
No, the next page.
It's on the next page.
Mentor connector was voted last year and approved.
It got voted back on last year.
Yeah.
One of the 4 or 5.
Uh,
It's way at the end for appropriations that need to be voted.
Okay, this must be different, it's not on. Well, anyway, if it's in there, good.
Yeah,
I don't have it here.
It's not on the list of appropriations. The ones that are voted, the rescue squad, the fire department is on a separate sheet toward the bottom there.
Oh,
And
I'm
for-
sorry. Yep.
For
yep,
appropriations there.
Yep, good, okay. Thank you. Good. Chamber and Economic Development. Yeah, she was asking, that was voted up, right? That was turned down, so that was voted on. Yes.
Well, this one here about, the slip says the town of Wallingford for Marcel's.
I second it.
She assured me
All in favor?
it was our slip. They just used their slip.
Thank you.
So we had a delivery on 12/1 and a delivery on 12/5.
Rick must leaving. Sam was making a pizza and he burned it a little, and she has a
That's in those?
thing about fire alarms going off.
Oh,
Freaking
yeah,
out
look
with
at
the
you
fire
now.
alarm. It's like, it's not gonna go. And I said, "Rose, I won't be there with it."
There you go.
And now I just feel left out.
That's a true dad decision. That's a true way to handle it. OCT. Folder. Wait.
Well, I watched a fisher cat out one day, about half an hour up there, looking for there were red squirrels everywhere. That was fun to watch.
Oh, I bet. Well, you don't see them very often either.
Several pine marten.
Was this up in Maine? Yeah. No, this is the infamous receipt here.
And there's the other one.
I'm gonna frame those after they're paid.
Windmills slip from August. And
What's
the windmill slip from August for 3 5-gallon pails of oil. I found it in the center console the other day in the one ton. I called them, they told me it was 3 5-gallon pails of oil, I wrote that on the slip.
Good, and then on an email.
So I called her and immaterialized. I think they're all the outstanding ones are slipped or found.
It's the information packet that they gave.
Yes. Yeah, you can take that with you.
Alright.
Carl, do you want the
Credit that.
credit for Loyalty? Seems how it's highway employees, I presume, usually use it most of the time.
First it was. The town had one, but it didn't include the
Yeah.
highway department. I think what they got there. The one that was there was the historical society at the town.
Yeah, they caught that part.
I thought there was one there, but I used to do most of my business with Gilmore. Before they burned.
Right. Yeah. Isaac,
Yes.
try to remember, I just happened to see putting the file away. We need to probably look at the contract for the audit proposal again, see what's up with that. I don't think
Okay.
there was that question.
Oh, about what they were charging with the.
Yeah, I thought we left it though where Crystal was gonna get in touch with Nina about trying to.
It looked like the way they listed it, I guess, was legit, that there was an extra
Because of the
$4,000 because of the library. Kind of a
4 and
separate-
7.
And then,
Yeah, it was the
and
7.
then another 1,000, was
It
it
was
7?
It was 7 for the first
Occurrence.
occurrence for like a construction project like they have down there. And then if there's any more than one in the same year, the second one was 4,000. So she was checking to see if it was included or if it was possibly going to be having to be an additional 7. And the discussion was, does the library have the money to pay for their portion of it in the project?
And now that being said too, I don't think we brought up, we didn't bring it up when we were going over the 2 proposals that I wonder if the other one that was proposed that we weren't thrilled with anyway after hearing some feedback. But I wonder if she even took into account
Exactly.
grants,
Because
that might have jacked her price. We don't.
right.
Maybe she did. I don't.
I don't think
don't
we
remember
followed
it was
up with that,
addressed.
or we didn't follow up with that either, but.
Well, I think there was a lukewarm reception to things that she's done, where there was some discrepancies and it wasn't well done.
I suspect there probably would have been, once you got into it, it would have been,
Yeah.
oops, there's an additional.
Well, especially because she was the only, I think, CPA. The other group has 3 or 4.
All right.
Is that so the timeline on approving or picking one was set, it was just after Thanksgiving, right? Do we need to do it before end of
Yeah,
December?
they had a date on there, but which was, I think November 15th or something, but when we talked with them, when Nita talked with them, they said the date wasn't that wasn't a drop dead date, that was just so the date wasn't a problem, but we probably don't want to let it linger too awful long.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
we had-
All right. So
we could probably just get Nita's opinion again,
yeah.
or see if she, even if it, is the extra $7,000.
I mean, yeah, even if it is, I think sounds like
We're familiar with them. They did it last time.
Yeah.
And they were highly recommended, this time by all the references and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say just double check and it just, we don't want to let it drop off our radar.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate that.
I kind of forgot about it until I just saw the envelope with their name on it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so right, I'll reach out to Nina then and ask her opinion one more time. And then we can probably move to approve that in a following meeting. We're
Next regular meeting.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
What's that?
Thank you.
Yeah. So on that note, actually, I'm gonna be away again on that December on the Christmas.
Yeah.
That week of the Christmas, even though we moved it to Tuesday. I guess I just wanted to let you guys know I won't be in Middletown that week either.
Do you want to try to Zoom, or are you away?
No, I can probably try to Zoom in, but yeah.
I think Robin was gone still for quite a while.
Yeah, I think Robin's gone until after that meeting.
Okay. Yeah, as long as we have 3 of us, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can zoom in on that one as well. Other than that, so what's the protocol here with the board orders on the town slips, that we need to approve?
I'm making out a order now
Okay.
for the payroll.
Okay. On that note, Carl, was the information that Jenny gave us in the last meeting relayed to Philip and Chuck about how to fill out their timesheets?
We received her piece of paper last Thursday night. It was not used on the previous 2 weeks payroll, I think is the problem.
That what happened?
It wasn't used when I
The
picked up
the sheet that she made up?
Yeah, that we got Thursday night.
Yeah.
It wasn't used, that the changes.
Okay.
Paperwork that was filled out by them was the what's in the drawer up there that's been there.
Yeah.
That.
So can we get those ones
copies
switched
put in the
out?
drawer. So.
Can we get those ones switched out with these new ones that Jenny has all drafted up and relay the message? I guess it seems like the main message is that hours need to be rounded, if not to quarter hours, at least to hundredths.
Well, I think they need to be in, it wasn't even the rounding, it was just that they had to be
in quarter hours.
In quarters or whatever. It's like
I think each day we do in quarter hour increments. At the end of the day, if it's 8.25,
Right.
or 9.5, whatever.
Right, and I think what she was saying in her email was that was just still in regular, just in standard minutes, which then there's calculations involved and just a hassle.
So yeah, they wouldn't.
But yeah, so I think if the information is relayed to them that it needs to be every day you clock in and you write down to a quarter hour what you did, and on each project, it seemed on Phillips it was also they need to be broken down by job item as well, which I thought everyone was doing that already, but I guess I don't know. But it would be nice to get that whole thing settled sooner
It's
rather
nice
than
to have bold letters on the thing saying round your stuff to round it up or down on a quarter hour. Also, though, if it comes in that way, what's it take 2 seconds for someone to do that on their own? If they didn't do it, I mean.
Yeah, because we know, or we've said, and I think they were doing it before, or they should be comfortable with it, if we're working, say, 7 to 3, right?
Yeah.
8 hours.
It's
So if you come in at 7:07 and you work until 3:05, we don't care, it's still 8 hours, we're not gonna.
Yep.
Nitpick over a couple of minutes, so round it to the nearest quarter hour and
Any
we're good.
place I've ever worked, it's always been to the quarter hour.
Yeah,
I do it here, and you one day you give yourself the extra 15 minutes, the next day you take it away and you don't.
exactly, it all
Yeah.
comes out in the wash, and
Yeah.
so they should be good with that, and they should be.
If it's relayed to them that that's what it is and how it has to be done, I think they'll be okay with it. I think that's
And that's especially important on days if they're plowing snow for, 2 days straight and they come in and out multiple times, they come in and plow for 4 hours and then go get some shut eye or whatever, and come back in and, punch in, punch out 3 or 4 different times. And then try to go back and look at the hours that you punched in, and especially if the time clock is digged up, you have no freaking clue. So if they could keep track of, what they did when they punched in and if
Well, the big hassle before with the time clock, like you're saying, you go home to get some rest, you're punching out in that
at an odd time.
at an odd time. Coming back in, it might be the following day, and then you might go into the fall. It just gets confusing.
Yeah, you might come in at 12:30 a.m. and work for 6 or 8 hours or something, then go home and come back again at 3 in the afternoon.
yeah.
And who's policing it?
The time clock. Yeah, nobody. It's no different than.
Yeah, as I understand Jenny's comments, it's not really about the time clock. She just wants her sheet filled out the way she wants it filled out, and the clocks are kind of just a gravy.
I think the chief is
Yeah.
probably what she would like to go on.
Yeah. Is that yeah? I mean,
some more stuff that needs my signature, because otherwise I think I'm gonna finish up over.
Just the manual order.
Okay.
I'll move that we produce a selectmen's order to pay the highway help, the outstanding slip from Casella's, and the Marcel oil that didn't get included.
You want it? I'll second that.
okay. Any further comment? All those in favor?
To pay the Marcel.
The Casella
No,
construction,
Casella,
Marcel
Casella.
oil, and the highway help. The
Casella
3 weeks.
construction. Marcel oil. And the highway helped the previous 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. 40 hours for Chuck 1 week, 43 hours and a half for the next, 29 3/4 hours for Philip 1 week, and 41 hours for the other week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do we approve, now can we approve all other board orders?
I'll move to approve the other orders as presented.
I'll second that. Any further comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Tom, for coming down.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You don't want to stay for the executive session for personnel?
I'm able to do that over, yeah. All right, I'll be back online, in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can do that online. I just don't record, that's all.
Yeah.
That's on your end, I think, Terry, you need to.
Yeah.
You too.
Yep. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, there in that. It's in that envelope, it's not.
Is there any other business before executive session?
What's that?
Any other business before executive session?
No, I don't think so. I wanted to let you guys know about the December meeting. Yeah, I think we can move to executive session at 9:14. Thank you, Bill, for coming in. Good to see you.
Thanks for coming, Bill.
I'm staying and you can't make.
And you wouldn't anyway, huh? I'll second your motion, Isaac.
All right, moving into executive session at 9:14 p.m.
Give me just a second.
Can you include
For personnel,
possible legal?
possible legal. Sure.
I think. In that motion.
Pause this thing. So we want to see, I want to pause recording.
Yeah, just pause. So it's going to be in the upper right corner, I think.
Right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I want.
That's your audio. I think if you hover over recording, like where it says recording dot dot dot, hover over that and then click the pause. That's your audio and video. You just turned off. Another way to go into executive session, I guess. Your audio is still off.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You had you muted.
Yeah. No, you had you muted. So yeah, when you kind of move the mouse around in the upper right corner kind of pops up saying there's like a green shield, right? and then right next to it says recording with a red dot.
No, where it's recording with a red dot, but anytime I move my mouse around, you get a mute button and a more button.
So up there, wait, okay, so where it says recording with the red dot, you should be able to go to that, and then there's the pause button and then a stop button. Like pause is the two vertical lines. That's pause.
Yeah, but anytime I get to the town of Middletown Springs, well, here, let me do it. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Pause recording. Okay, we're back on.
Okay. We've come out of executive session at 10:03.
10:03.
10:03, okay, and the action in the executive session.
I'll move that we take no action on our job application at this time.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Yep. So no further comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will move that beginning Monday, December 15th. Well, actually, excuse me, Saturday. Well, I don't know if we'll see the crews or not. The week starts Saturday, starts tomorrow.
Mhm.
Anyway, I will say starting this week, effective
December 11th.
this week, which would be Saturday, December 13th, that our highway employees are to fill out the employee weekly time report on a daily basis using the December 2025 version each and every day of the work performed. So the employees are to fill out this time report every day.
I will second that. No further comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. If those were all the actions from executive session, I would move to adjourn
That doesn't need a second, but I'll second anyway.
at 10:05.
Okay, 10:05.
Yep.
Thank you, Isaac. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you guys, everyone.
Have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, get some sleep. You're definitely looking a bit worn out.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully the video is not just of me this time. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next week.
Very good one. Drive careful coming back.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Okay.
We wrote one of the papers.